Maple Namu. Hello, and welcome back, or for the first time, to the Maple Namu Podcast. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to talk about the rainy season. So the first question is, where have I been? I've missed a couple weeks. Well, I do live in the south of South Korea, and there was a lot of rain. Like, more rain than I've seen in my life, I think. It was rainy enough that my studio and my workshop both flooded. There was about 3 or 4 centimeters of water in the workshop at one point. And I had to obviously clean that up. My computer is out here, so that was a little bit scary. My studio had some carpet in it just to keep things a little bit quieter. And I had to take the carpet out to dry it. I had to put some cement in the workshop after it dried out to make sure that the water wouldn't come in again. I probably should have done it right the first time, but, who does that? Weirdly, the house is okay. I live in a 70-year-old house. It has 3 roofs, and it barely leaked at all. There was a little one, but we don't count that one because that's our fault. But the house was okay, but my studio and workshop were not. Oh well. When I came out the morning after the big rain, I went into the studio part and I saw that everything was turned off. It turned out that the circuit breaker had tripped in the night, and that usually happens when something gets wet or it gets overloaded. So I'm thankful to the electrician for doing it properly so that, my studio and shed and the whole farm didn't burn down. The computer is thankfully okay. I found out later that day when I tried it. And while it was raining, I think the next day, after seeing how much water was in the shed, it rained even more the next day. I was digging all kinds of little trenches, little pathways for water to move away from my shed. I ended up digging out the ditch on the road above because water from the mountain was coming over the road and into our farm. It hadn't been cleaned in years by the looks of it. There were lots of weeds and dirt and trash. But since doing that, it seems like the old ladies in the village have been a bit nicer. Maybe the whole community in helping out. So they saw me suffering and now they've been nicer. So that's good. But it was pouring rain when I was doing this. I came home after work and looked at it and was like, I think I need to fix this. So I did. And I have never been so wet in my life. Soaked through. It was kind of fun. It reminded me of when I was a kid and used to love playing in the rain. When it stopped raining and started to get sunnier, there was still a lot of water coming down. We have a sort of river. We call it the river, but at best it's a stream or storm drain beside my house, and it's been full of weeds. We had so much water that it made it almost to the top. You're looking at about well over 1 meter tall and maybe 1.5 meters wide, and it was full of water. It was really close to overflowing. So I decided that I should probably start cleaning that up because it was full of weeds and rocks and dirt. And it was really hard work. I got started. I did a little bit. It was really hard work, but it felt really relaxing, and I think it's because of the water sounds. I really just enjoyed the water running through the stream really quietly. So I'm going to do that when it rains again more, because I found out that it's easier to do when there's lots of water flowing. Some other things in the house have been going moldy because it's just so damp and wet. It's kind of the location of our house. Being in a valley and being in the low part of a valley, it tends to be pretty moist. We threw out a couple pillows yesterday, and I lost my sofa to the mold last year. So rainy season is a bit of a sad time for my furniture. And then to add on to all of this rain, on, I guess it would have been last weekend, the internet went down. I have no idea why it stopped working on a bright and sunny day. Maybe my thinking is that somebody went out to work on their farms on a sunny day and accidentally cut a tree or something that hit the internet line. But it went down. It looks like it went down in the bamboo forest near us, but I haven't really checked. So we had no internet for most of the weekend, which, when your job is online, presents a bit of a challenge. But we made it through. The internet's back. It's now been really sunny, which is surprising for rainy season. But the humidity is here, which... humidity. Give me dry heat any day, please. We don't have air conditioning, and that makes it a little bit more challenging. But we're moving forward. We're looking up. Things are starting to dry out a little bit, and as long as we can not nap all day when it's too hot and try and find things to do, I think we'll be okay. My wife told me that the weather report the other day said that the rainy season was finished, and I don't believe that. It was too short this year. I think we're going to get a lot more rain coming up. But again, who knows? I definitely do not trust the weather anymore. But I never did. Anyway, it's hot. We're moving forward, taking life more seriously. If you enjoyed listening to this, please leave a comment or email me or find some way to contact me. I would love to hear from you. And other than that, have a great day.